Watching the film again, probably, is your opinion of how the team played or certain individuals changed at all?
No, it's, you watch it live, you rewatch it, and you see some subtle things in the game that you liked maybe more than you did last night, and some other things that you perhaps disliked a little bit more. But we weren't any good. We didn't have a lot of get up and go. I mentioned that after the game, but the good thing is the morning came and we got up and we came here to the rink in Leduc. I thought we had a good practice. We began rebuilding our group, and I think we had a choice to make this morning. We could come to the rink and pout and be down on ourselves, or we can come and work. And I think for the most part, the guys made the right choice, so I'm happy for that. And I'd like to see that carry over into the game tomorrow night.
You still played just in 21 minutes last night, even though you obviously weren't too happy with his game. Why so many minutes?
What do you think?
Well, I guess I want you to say it.
I don't know. I want to know what you think.
Well,
I just reversed it on you, hey?
They're trying to trade him. The other part is you don't want to necessarily play a guy like Darnell say 25 minutes.
No, Schultz didn't have a good game last night. He'd be the first one to admit it. I'm sure that he did, and his input into the game was negative, and it hurt the team. But he's also a player that we have to get up and running or try and get more out of. We have to challenge him, and that's what we're doing over the next little bit here.
When you challenge a player, Todd, some guys are going to respond differently, right? And you've given him a lot of minutes for a lot of nights. Do you think less could be more sometimes with a guy like that? How do you balance if more is better or less, where a guy maybe only plays 15 but can not be exposed and maybe feel more comfortable?
Well, I think there's something to be said for that as well. And there's so many scenarios that are in play that that exist right now that we're doing what we need to do as an organization. We're trying to win games. We're trying to improve the team that we have and the assets that we have, and we'll see what happens as we move forward.
You talked last night.
I don't know what the lineup will be yet. Yeah, I don't know what the lineup will be like, so we'll see.
You expressed concern last night about the spirit of your team, maybe which direction that's heading in. How do you address that with them and what can be done there?
I think the first thing is them reading off of us as a coaching staff. So I was frustrated last night. I was down. I had an opportunity to go home and pout like the rest of us did. But this morning, woke up with a lot of energy, came to the rink and wanted to make the team better. And they're going to read off of us. And, when the sun comes up, we all get that chance to come and try and improve and apply it tomorrow. Will it go rosy for us tomorrow? We sure hope so. But if it doesn't, we've got to push longer. And we'll talk about it. But again, the body language of the group this morning was much better than it was last night when they were leaving the rink. Which tells me they woke up and want to improve. But that has to transfer over into game situations. And I thought earlier in the year when we got scored on, we grinded our teeth a little bit more. We got scored on again and guys stayed positive. Now we get scored on and you feel it sag a little bit. So it doesn't take much to turn that back. But it has to happen, and it has to happen individually first. One guy isn't going to get up and bang the drum and everybody else follow. You have to take care of yourself and your own environment and fight through adversity.
Has Justin's game changed from the start of the season, then he got hurt his back, to now? What is he not doing that he was maybe doing earlier?
Well, I see an individual right now that is not very confident, and he's feeling the heat and the pressure from a lot of different areas, whether it's media, whether it's the fans, whether it's the coaching staff, teammates, whatever it might be. And as Jason mentioned, some individuals respond differently to that. Some can excel and push their way through it, and others struggle with it. So, we're going on the right road right now. That may be good for them.
Is that part of the challenge for you as the coach to try and find what the switch is to get him to flip and find his game?
It is. And sometimes you have success with individuals and sometimes you don't. Different coaches are able to get players up and running, and others fail to connect. And that's just the way it is. It's that way with 30 different teams, and we're no different.
When you talk about some of the frustration sitting in and the spirit issues, does that materialize sometimes in a little bit of hesitation in the game? 'Cause
Yep.
it seems like there's a little bit of crispness missing, especially with moving the puck and things
Well,
like that.
that's a real good observation. Our passing last night was horrific. And to me, that's just not being sharp right off the bat. You have the skill set as a National Hockey League player to make those plays. Now, if you've got to go through skates and over top of sticks, that's not always going to be smooth and executed properly. If the other team's involved in a real heavy forecheck and you've got to make a quick play, it's not always going to be smooth. But there were opportunities in the game where A had to connect with B, and it wasn't very good. So mentally right now, we've got to clean out the brains. We know how to play the game. We're not always going to be successful, but we know how to play, and we've got to bring a better game to the rink tomorrow in LA.
Cassie, with Hall and Draisaitl, do you want a little more physicality on the line?
We haven't had a lot of success. Really, the only line that has created a lot of chances in games has been Connor's line. So we didn't tinker there, but we need more than one line connecting consistently, both offensively and defensively. So we shuffled some things around and see if we can get a better success rate out of doing that.
Is it important for the players to kind of understand maybe what's on the line here from this point to the end of the season, or really just in terms of, I mean, maybe players have been sort of comfortable here and changes are afoot, and you guys are
they're
studying.
coming. Changes are coming, that can happen in a lot of different ways. People just think trade. You know what, this guy's going, changes are coming. We've got to get players to change the way they play. And we've got to continue to do that as a coaching staff. Changes may come in the form of trade. But I do believe this is kind of that first, and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel it. I think this is the first time where just about everybody on the team is accessible. And, I don't know if that's happened in the past. There's probably been a comfort zone with 5-6 extra guys, but losing's unacceptable, and changes may have to occur. So individual pride from now till the end of the year. Like if I'm one of them, I'm setting individual goals and evaluating my game night in and night out. And I'm starting with myself, and I'm looking at my line mates and growing it out into a team scenario. Once we're through the trade deadline, we'll sit down as a group and we'll set short-term goals. We'll set an 18 game goal scenario for ourselves and for individuals, and that should keep us very motivated.
What's your opinion of fans booing players?
Well, they're frustrated.
Individual player, though.
Yeah, fans are frustrated. They watch the game, they see a mistake, and if they see the same thing over and over again, my experience is usually the fans are willing to accept a real solid effort and mistakes. Doesn't matter what team you're on, Detroit, San Jose, Minnesota, Edmonton. If you're giving them everything you have and you make a mistake, they somewhat understand it. They're not happy with it. I think that type of response comes from the fans when they don't think they're getting the effort from individuals or the team collectively.
Now, you got Hendricks back on the wing. Looks like at practice you'd rather have him on the wing, you said?
I don't know what our lineup's going to be yet tomorrow, so
Not to
no, don't do that. I've done that to you before, haven't I? Yeah.